everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a truly fascinating topic together, the billionaire mindset. We're going to look at 15 specific things wealthy people buy that, well, most people probably never will. And I'll tell you right now, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this, because the absolute #1 purchase on this list, it isn't even a luxury item. It's not a mega yacht or a diamond necklace. It is a total paradigm shift that will completely change how you view your own daily resources.
Okay, let's dive into this. What truly separates the ultra-rich from everyone else? I want you to just think about that for a second. Is it simply having massive, sprawling houses? Is it driving faster, way more expensive cars? Or is it something a whole lot deeper than that? You know, we often just assume extreme wealth means buying much more expensive versions of the exact same stuff we already own. But as you'll see today, the reality is actually completely different.
Because while ordinary purchases usually revolve around chasing status symbols, those flashy cars or massive houses just to impress the neighbors, the priorities of the truly wealthy are entirely different. They focus their spending on comfort, time, privacy, and most importantly, growing their assets. They aren't buying things just to look rich, they're buying things to stay rich and to dramatically improve their actual day-to-day quality of life. So instead of just giving you a basic run-of-the-mill countdown, we've organized these 15 unique purchases into 5 core philosophies so we can truly understand that billionaire mindset. We're going to cover the wealth mindset shift, buying back precious time, access over mere ownership, acquiring income-generating assets, and finally, securing health and legacy.
All right, starting right off with Section 1, the wealth mindset shift.
Let's just take everyday wear as an example. Most folks buy off the rack, right? They seek out garments plastered with massive designer logos to project wealth to the world. But the truly wealthy, they often opt for custom-made clothing instead. And why is that? It's all about perfect fit and premium materials. For highly successful individuals, appearance reflects a sort of quiet confidence. It's not about proving to a stranger that you have money, it's about the inherent function, the quality, and the sheer comfort of the garment itself.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds into what is arguably the ultimate luxury, buying back precious time. We're talking personal chefs, housekeepers, private drivers, and yes, even private jets. Now, at first glance, I know, this might just look like a laundry list of extravagant flexes, but they all serve one distinct mathematical purpose: outsourcing everyday tasks. They use private flights to bypass the absolute misery of commercial lines and rigid schedules. Basically, they are outsourcing the mundane so they can focus literally all their energy on high-value activities.
It really comes down to this core idea. When your time is worth thousands of dollars per hour, convenience becomes a valuable investment. If you stop and think about it mathematically, a private jet isn't just a wild splurge. It's a highly calculated investment in efficiency. Look, if paying someone else saves you 3 hours and you use those 3 hours to close a major business deal, well, that initial purchase just paid for itself exponentially.
Which brings us to Section 3, access over mere ownership.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the complete shift in focus. Ordinary spending usually revolves around buying physical consumer products. You buy a new phone, a bigger TV, a fresh pair of shoes. But wealthy spending, it is overwhelmingly about buying exclusive access. They use their capital as a literal key to unlock closed doors that the general public literally doesn't even know exist.
So how exactly do they buy this access? Well, through private membership clubs with enormous annual fees and strict invite-only policies. They buy into exclusive investment deals long before they ever hit the public market. Even their vacations, we're talking private villas, luxury safaris, they're all designed for absolute privacy. They are essentially buying environments where they can network with other highly influential people. Because let's be real, life-changing business deals rarely happen in crowded, noisy coffee shops. They happen behind heavily guarded, closed doors.
Which leads perfectly into this reality. Sometimes, who you know matters just as much as what you own. Dropping an astronomical fee for a private club membership isn't just throwing money around for the fun of it. It's a highly strategic move to expand their sphere of influence, which inevitably creates even greater wealth down the road.
Let's move on to Section 4, acquiring income-generating assets.
There is a major cognitive shift that separates billionaires from the rest of us, and it's right here. On one side, you have the employee mindset, working directly for money, relying purely on a bi-weekly salary just to survive. On the other side, you have the owner mindset, building systems that generate income. The wealthy absolutely do not want to continually trade their hours for dollars. They want to invest in companies and systems that work for them 24/7, creating true, long-term financial freedom. So, where exactly are they parking their capital to make this happen? Let's take a look. First up, investment properties. Buying commercial buildings specifically to generate massive, reliable passive income. Next, business ownership. This means buying equity in private companies for long-term growth and industry influence. And finally, rare collectibles. We're talking vintage watches, classic cars, rare art. These aren't just pretty objects to look at, they're actually alternative asset classes used to preserve wealth across generations. Money for the rich is simply a tool. It's deployed to acquire assets designed to create even more money.
And finally, we arrive at Section 5, Securing Health and Legacy.
These next purchases, they are all about intense preparation and protection. You have advanced surveillance and private guards to buy the peace of mind needed to physically protect those valuable assets. Then you have health and longevity technology. These are cutting-edge wellness programs designed to quite literally extend their lives. Add in private education, elite business coaching, and family foundations, and you see massive, calculated investments poured directly into specialized knowledge and security. Because, as this quote says so perfectly, without good health, wealth loses much of its value. It's an incredibly profound point. All those millions and billions mean absolutely nothing if you aren't healthy enough to get out of bed and actually enjoy them. Hiring top-tier personal trainers, nutrition experts, and paying for the most advanced medical checkups on the planet might just be the absolute smartest investments they can possibly make.
And when it comes to their families, it's a completely systematic process. They invest in expert mentors, they build real estate portfolios, and they establish ironclad trust funds. The wealthy aren't just planning for their own retirement next year. No, they are constructing generational wealth. They are engineering financial safety nets that will continue to provide for decades, long after they themselves are gone.
So, the crucial point is this. When we strip away the personal chefs, the private jets, and the massive investments, what is the absolute number one thing the rich actually buy? Time. It is time. It is the ultimate luxury.
The actual mechanics of buying time look exactly like this. Hiring experts, delegating every responsibility you possibly can, automating your businesses. You invest heavily in systems that essentially replace your own physical labor. You systematically free yourself from daily, repetitive tasks so you can focus on high-level strategy, networking, or hey, simply enjoying your life and your health to the absolute fullest.
And this brilliantly illustrates the emotional core of it all. Money can always be earned again, but time, once gone, is gone forever. The billionaire mindset fundamentally understands that time is the singular resource that can never, ever be replaced. Every single purchase we've discussed today ultimately traces back to maximizing that one finite resource.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. Knowing what you know now about how the truly wealthy operate, I have to ask you, if you suddenly had unlimited wealth, what would you spend your money on first? Would you still chase those flashy status symbols we talked about? Or would you buy back your time, secure your health, and invest in systems that quietly grow your wealth in the background? Think about how you can apply this paradigm shift to your own life today, no matter what your current budget looks like. Focus on what truly matters, and I will catch you in the next explainer.